Made it 28 miles yesterday, even with the very late start. Got to camp right at 9 as the sun set. Much earlier start today, 6:30. Really need to push that to about 5. But yeah, small steps. But I feel really refreshed. So much better than that tired fatigue feeling I had towards the end of the Sierra section. So today I might go into Truckee, replace my sleeping pad because it was deflating last night. Woke up on the ground, basically. I'll have to decide. I'll have to see how hard it's going to be to get in and out of Truckee because I don't want to stay there. I want to keep moving, but also don't want to sleep on a flat sleeping mat for the next 100 miles. So amazed by how consistently beautiful the PCT is every single day. I'm pretty close to Donner Pass now, and that is the same Donner Pass where the Donner Party got trapped in the winter and they resorted to cannibalism. I hope I won't have that experience here. I won't. And this is the Donner Ski Ranch I'm coming up to right now, where they give a free 40-ounce beer to thru hikers, so I am not going to pass that up. Hikers up there enjoying their beer. Look at all the hikers. So my pad started deflating, so I'm gonna get rid of this. I got this new Nemo, and my hips come down to about here, so I'm gonna cut the last four off. That'll save some weight and some space. So brand new $60 pad, and I'm gonna start cutting it. It's a nice in and out of town. Got all my electronics charged, resupplied, probably too much food because I went there drunk after drinking that 40 of malt liquor from the ski hill. But had a ride in and out of town with Bug. She had been on trail, but excuse me, had a foot injury and then got off trail. She lives here in Truckee. She's gonna get back on, I think, next week after letting her foot heal for a while. So she's just been shuttling hikers all around. And it's pretty cool about thru hiking is you get so much help from other people, then you want to pass it on. And if the whole world worked like that, it would be pretty neat. But yeah, I ate Panda Express, had some grocery store sushi, had 2 pints of ice cream, so pretty full on calories. I'm gonna walk for another 2 hours at least, and it'll still be around 25 miles today. Just not bad for a day with a town in the middle. That was Castle Pass, another gorgeous sunset. Feeling really energized now. I think I was probably deficient on calories. The Sierras are just such a long stretch without many town stops, and you really have to weigh, like literally weigh the food that you're carrying. So like, do you carry you know, more food you want to eat, or do you carry stuff that's maybe more calorie dense but you don't really want to eat it because it just gets really heavy. So I was definitely calorie deficient, and then I just wasn't enjoying all the stuff that I was cold soaking anymore. You can only do so many cold ramen dinners or cold potato dinners, and the problem with that is you only eat until your appetite is gone, whereas really out here I need to be eating until I am stuffed, and even then that's still probably not quite enough calories. So with how I'm feeling now, it's kind of like being sick. Sometimes you don't realize how bad you were feeling until you feel better, and I didn't realize like how tired I was feeling now until I'm have more energy. And yeah, getting the stove from Marvel, super helpful. My dinners last 2 nights have been like, I'm actually looking forward to it. So that is just really important. And then there'd be more towns this next stretch. I'm just gonna try and pop into every one of them and eat, because this is one of those things where if I start falling behind too much, it's no recovering. Not if you're still trying to do 30 or 40 miles a day. Probably tell I didn't film nearly as much last couple of days, because that's the thing. It's like everything takes energy. So filming doesn't get done when I'm super tired. But feeling better now, and that's, you know, the impermanence of all things. Be tired sometimes, but it won't last forever. This too shall pass. I've been on trail almost 4 months now, which is crazy to think about. And it's just another 4 something months to go, and I'll be done. It seems like such an impossible task when you start off, but you just go one step at a time, one day at a time, one meal at a time, and it gets done. This would actually be a killer campsite. You got a view of the sunset over there. This is the Peter Grub Hut. Kind of like a shelter. I think sometimes it's open to hikers, but apparently not right now. There's a bunch of damn mosquitoes around this morning, so that woke me up. But pretty effective alarm clock. It's 5:30 and I'm gonna get moving. Beautiful sunrise, but that's all wildfire smoke back there. Super smoky today. I don't know if you can tell on camera. The smoke is around ground level and then the sky gets blue, but yeah. The wildflowers are spectacular. This area, it's either been logged or just cleared and thinned. Probably logged. See, Forest Service will come in, mark the trees. The trees they want to keep, and then whatever contractor they hire comes in and cuts everything else. And it's actually pretty healthy for the forest. Something like this is much less likely to all torch up if a fire comes through. Whereas if it's all overgrown, bunched together, then everything's just gonna burn. So smoky. Pretty nice little ridge walk here, even if it is pretty smoky. This is Haypress Creek. This is the North Yuba River. It's a pretty good sized river. I forgot to film the crossing. I mean, it's just a road crossing, but the road goes to Sierra City. It's like 1 mile to the west. I opted to skip the town. I read that resupply was pretty limited and expensive, so I'm just carrying food for another like 80 something miles. Definitely a bit heavy, but also be eating really good tonight. Last climb of the day, just like 3 miles, 1,500 feet up. I guess it's like 32 switchbacks, so that'll be fun. But it's pretty gentle grade with that many switchbacks. This is the view from my campsite. Not bad. It's a really nice campsite. It's a bit windy. There are a ton of people around, like 8 tents up here. Time to get going, I guess. That is Sierra City. Way down there. Can't get over all this lichen. It's so beautiful. So along the other side of that was where I camped this morning. Came all the way there. It's about 1:30 right now. So it's quite a long way. This is A Tree Spring. It's really hot today, probably the hottest day since the desert. I would say mid-80s, and then there's a lot of these exposed stretches where there's no tree cover, so it gets really hot in the sun there. But that's one of the things that I like, or that I wanted to get out of this trip, is it forces you to just push through. You know, every single day there's a period where you're just tired and hot and uncomfortable. You don't want to go on anymore. So it's 4 o'clock. So I've been hiking for, it was like 9 hours, and I still have another 7 to 8 hours to hike. And there's this period every single day where you're kind of around the midpoint and you think like you're tired already, and your feet hurt and you're hungry and it's hot, and you just want to sit down and lay down, but you have another essentially full day to go. And I think that's really important to train yourself to be able to just go and know that your body and your mind can do it, that it's just, you know, it's a habit like anything else. And I think when I was younger, that's something that's kept me from accomplishing a lot of the things I wanted to accomplish, is when things got to that point where you know, it got hard, then it was just really easy to quit. So I have essentially 10 months this year of facing that feeling every single day and pushing through it and realizing that it doesn't stay like that forever. You know, it will cool down. I always get a second wind of energy whenever it starts to cool down, and the miles will pass, and you can do it. So also lots of bugs around. I like that about this trip, and it's gonna be really important for helping me accomplish, you know, just other goals in the future, because that is really what separates you know, those who can accomplish the things they want and those in life who can't. All of these beautiful wildflowers. They're everywhere right now. It's pretty much everybody that I meet asks me why do a calendar year Triple Crown. And I think the real answer is we don't really ever truly know why we do anything. It's things come up from the subconscious, the unconscious. Boy, I picked a really bad place to talk about this. This is straight uphill. But yeah, you have all your unconscious whatever, and then your conscious mind comes up with good sounding reasons, and it always changes. But I think one of the big things that keeps me coming back to hiking has been that I feel like the real me out here. And I especially felt that when I was young, that every once in a while I'd be in a state and like where I was free of anxiety and just comfortable and confident, and that's what felt like the real me came out. But most of the time it was like I was locked in behind all these, you know, facades or whatever, and it didn't feel like the real me. So I think that's one of the things that's kept me coming back to hiking, is every time I hike I feel more like myself, and I can maintain that longer. And I think the last trip and this trip especially, you know, I haven't changed after I've gotten back. I've just been able to just be me and wholly be me and be very comfortable with that. So there's that. You know, as I near the midpoint of this whole journey, there's the question of like, why continue on? And like before, I think first I started hiking because I was trying to fix myself. There are lots of things I didn't like about myself and about my life, and that has slowly changed and evolved to where yeah, I feel pretty whole and complete. I really like who I am. I like how my life is, and I've been hiking because it's like the most fun, interesting thing. You know, it's such an adventure. But now I'm at a point in my life where there's person that I really want to spend a lot of time with, and there's some other things I want to do, and it's really good actually to have those pulling at me, because you know, it's not a great feeling to just have hiking or adventure be your whole life, as fun as that sounds, because every adventure eventually ends, and if you don't have anything else, then you're just kind of empty. searching for the next thing. So it's really good I have that now. So then the question is, you know, why not go do those things? Why not spend time with the people that I want to spend time with, that I care about? And I think ultimately it comes down to, you know, I'm halfway through this pretty huge thing that only 14, 15 other people have ever done in the world. And, you know, when you get an opportunity to complete something like this that so few people have ever accomplished. So that's pretty cool. And just looking forward to all the beautiful places still. Oregon, Washington, Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico. They're all so beautiful. So that's what's driving me now. And it's good. It's good to be driven by, you know, positives and not be trying to escape a life that I don't like, or trying to like fix something that's broken. So that's been an interesting transition or transformation throughout these years of hiking. Wow. These trees. Wildfire smoke gives the best sunsets. Wow, what a sunset. Amazing 360 view here. The moon back this way, sunset this way. Just incredible. And it's 9 o'clock. There's still light.